What up, folks? It's your man NG on Double G, hitting with a brand spanking new top 10 list. That's right, today we got a brand new list for you today, and I'm counting down some of my favorite concerts, some of the best concerts I've ever been to, and we could hop right into this. But first, I need you guys to go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Go ahead and share and subscribe. If you like stuff and content like this, we're going to get into some more hip hop stuff like this in the future. But we got a brand new top 10 list for you today. And this is the best hip hop concerts that I've ever been to. And we'll start right from the top. We're gonna go to this one. This one was called the Hip Hop 101 Music and Arts Festival. It was held at the LA Memorial Sports Arena. It was back in February 21st of 2009. I went with my homeboy Eric, I think. I'm not sure. I went with somebody. But this concert, it had Kerry Hilson, it had 2 Chainz when he was still known as City Boy. It had Ludacris, who pretty much killed the concert. He was pretty much the dopest one there. Besides, he brought out DTP too, so Shauna came out there doing her classic songs with him, so that was super dope. And then you had Janelle Monáe. She was on some female Andre 3000 stuff. I don't know, it's pretty spectacular to see her do her thing. We also had Mix Master Mike from Beastie Boys, but who really set it off was Common. He really got out there and did his thing. It was a hip hop tribute almost. That's what it felt like. He was out there doing freaking breakdancing moves and freestyling to chicks in the audience, and it was pretty cool. But we're gonna keep it fishing and go into the next one. This is number 9. And this concert, this one, is from your man Russ. It was at the Los Angeles Shrine Auditorium Expo back in 2017 in July. It was the 12th. It was a Wednesday, I believe it was. I had never seen Russ perform before, and I barely knew any of his music. I heard a couple songs on YouTube or something. My lady, she had sent me some of his songs, and I was like, all right, cool. Unbeknownst to me, unbeknownst to us, he had a huge fan base already. Even though he wasn't super popular on the mainstream level, we got to the concert and it was super packed. There were like way too many people. It started dumping and jumping. You could feel the pulse of the crowd. Russ was doing his thing. Everybody in the crowd seemed to just be repeating his lyrics effortlessly, and I was like, wow, this is pretty impressive. For me to not hear of this guy, he's doing a goddamn good job right now performing for his fans, and I thought it was pretty impressive. But we ended up getting so overheated and overpacked in the auditorium that we had to bounce from there because she started feeling sick. But that Russ concert was something else, man. It was pretty intense, and it was pretty amazing to see that he already had a fan base and that he was rocking the crowd like that. And his songs were banging. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and give it to the kid. But we're gonna go ahead and hop into the next one. This one is number 8. This is coming from the Air and Style 2015 concert and show and competition. It was on February 21st at the Rose Bowl. And I'm talking about performances. There were 2 days, but I went on Saturday. And we had performances from Diplo, we had Fantagram, we had the Black Lips, and we had my man Kendrick Lamar, who shut the place down. They actually filed like a noise complaint or something. I don't know. They started complaining about all the booming and the bapping from the hip hop, right? I don't know. But yeah, it got kind of lame after that. But man, the show and the performances, they were amazing. They had this man-made hill and ramp with snow on it so people could do their tricks, and the pros were competing on it. It was pretty dope. They had food trucks galore, all types of cool food and stuff. But it was popping from the daytime to the night. It was pretty dope too, man. We were in this hilly little area, and it was pretty much in the field. It was popping. I think that might have been my first time seeing Kendrick Lamar perform. And that was pretty dope. But let's go ahead and hop into this next one. This is number 7. This one's from last year. At the Walt Disney Concert Hall, I saw my man, the legend, Nas, perform Illmatic. That's right, with an orchestra at the Concert Hall, Walt Disney. Man, this shit was insane, man. I could predict the songs before they were coming in. I could hear the small instrumentation coming from the orchestra. Some of the people, once they started tuning in, once they started getting ready to intro the beat, I was like, oh, I'm calling it. I'm telling my lady, like, yo, they're about to play this right now. Watch. And I'm standing up. We had some pretty good seats too. We could see Nas was probably about, I would say, maybe 70 feet away from us, but we were above on the 3rd or the 2nd level, and we could see him clearly. It was pretty dope. I might add a picture if I still have one somewhere around here. Boom, you'll see it. But yeah, that was pretty dope. I was able to repeat the lyrics back and go word for word for pretty much the songs that I love. off that album. It was pretty hype, and I really appreciated my lady surprising us with those tickets sometime earlier last year. I don't remember when she got them exactly, but it was pretty dope. And yeah, man, that Nas concert was something else, man. You guys need to go see that dude if you haven't. Yeah, it's Nas, it's the legend, right? But yeah, we're gonna hop into this next one. Hopping into number 6 was 2013's Camp Flog Gnaw. It was the second annual one at the LA Coliseum on November 9th, 2013. Now this, I think, this was my first concert with my wife. And it was with her little brother and a couple more of our other friends. And you know what? I actually saw one of my other homies there too from high school, so that was pretty dope. But anyway, the lineup, it included Tyler, the Creator, Frank Ocean, Mac Miller, Flying Lotus. It had Earl Sweatshirt. We had Schoolboy Q, I'm talking about the internet, and Odd Future, all the rest of the guys that were there. It was pretty dope. I mean, it's pretty much a festival and a carnival. They had rides, I'm talking Ferris wheels and games, and man, it was off the hook. Man, they had food trucks there too with some cool stuff. And man, it looked pretty dope once the sun went down. You see all the lights. Everybody was performing and taking the guest stage, and not the guest stage, but we will have people from Odd Future performing, and then one of the main members will come out and do their thing on one of the songs that they were featured on. So it would get the crowd hyped. And the Flying Lotus set was pretty much like a laser show with thumping music. The unfortunate thing is that my homegirl Monica, her back started hurting, so we had to go. And we left about maybe 20 minutes early while we're in a parking lot. Crowds go going crazy because Tyler, the Creator, brings out Kanye West. Thanks a lot, Monica. Anyway, we're gonna move into the next one. And this is number 5. I'm talking about the Big Steppers Tour. This is another one from last year. I saw this at the Honda Center. The OC. I'm talking about on September 7th, 2022. My man Kendrick Lamar with his cousin Baby King, and he had an opener called Tana Leon, which is signed to Kendrick's label PG Lane. Now, man, this one, Tana opened up. He had great energy. I was unfamiliar with most of his music, but I think I had heard a couple things maybe on YouTube or something, but I could still appreciate his performance and his artistry. He was giving it his all, and it wasn't too bad. King came up next. He got the crowd pumped up a little bit more, and everybody was pretty much ready for him and Kendrick to just do their songs together. It was pretty hype, but he was holding it down with his own songs, and he was doing his own thing, getting the crowd going. He had some cool visual effects and colors and lights and things going on like that. The main event came out. Mr. Kendrick Lamar, Mr. Duckworth. This dude, he comes out suited and booted with some high fashion. He got flames and stuff going all over the place. Baby King coming in and out of the playlist that he's performing. This dude hops on the freaking piano, starts playing one of his beats. My dude, he starts going crazy with these dances and choreography with people that were on stage with him. It was pretty dope, and he had dancers there that had matching outfits, and it was thematic and cinematic at the same time. It was just an amazing show. And if you haven't seen it, if you didn't have the opportunity to go to it, it's actually on Amazon right now, and you can rent that. I mean, not rent it, you can actually stream it and watch it right now. And man, you'll see just exactly what I'm talking about. It was pretty amazing. But yeah, man, that was Kendrick Lamar, the Big Steppers, Baby King, and Tana Leon. That was last year over at the Honda Center. So we're gonna hop into this next one, get right along with this list. Numero 4, what happened in the number 4? This one is actually very special to me. This is my second concert. I went to this concert with my homie Eric Mandy, and Mr. E. Eastwood's MC. He got us free tickets to the Jimmy Kimmel concerts, the free concerts that they would throw. Little did I know that it was actually going to be Common performing his album that had came out that day, which was 7/31/2007. I'm talking July 31st, 2007, which is Common's Finding Forever album, mostly produced by Mr. Kanye West. We had some will.i.am productions on there, I think. We also had some, did we have any Neptune productions on there? Maybe not. That might have been the Universal Mind Control. But anyway, this dude Common is a prolific performer. He's gonna give you all the elements of hip hop. I already mentioned him first at the top of the list, but this is my second concert, and we saw this concert it was inside the parking lot of the Jimmy Kimmel show, if you've ever seen that on TV. But it was insane. This dude, he performed his whole album. He had a live band. It was super jazzy. He knew how to take control of the crowd, and he had amazing breath control when he was rapping. And he does this thing where he freestyles and he talks about things that are in the current rotation on the radio. He incorporates those titles of the songs into his freestyles. It's so sick. If you haven't seen him do that before, you could probably YouTube him and find it. But yeah, Common, he got off, man. He had the live band, like I said, and they were kicking some jazzy tunes. Everybody in the crowd was going wild, especially for the songs that they were kind of familiar with that had dropped as singles a couple weeks or a couple months before. But anyway, yo, if you haven't seen Common live, I think I've seen Common now. Like I said, that was my second concert. I've seen Common now about, I think, 6 times. The dude is an amazing performer. He never disappoints. But yeah, like I said, if you haven't seen Common yet, go see Common in a performance, in a live performance, or look it up and see how amazing that he performs. Anyway, we're gonna hop into this next one. Numero tres, number 3, one of my favorites, one of my main inspirations, Mr. Lupe Fiasco. He had a concert back in 2015 at the Observatory in the OC, if you're familiar with it. It was back in June on the 10th. And my man had an opener. His name is Mr. Charles Hamilton. Now let me tell you a quick story. Charles Hamilton, I read about his story on NikeTalk.com in the general section. I used to be addicted to it. But man, I read about his story, or also, it was also in the music section. But anyway, I read about his story and it was amazing. The dude went to his college. He pretty much broke into his college, recorded an album. He produced it himself and he wrote the raps, and it was just straight from the heart. And I'm gonna be honest, I never really listened to his music like that, but when I read that story, it made me want to rap. But anyway, that's the story, the little background story to Charles Hamilton. He actually follows my wife too on Instagram. Isn't that some ironic shit? Now, let's get into this Lupe Fiasco concert, because Charles Hamilton actually did his thing. He opened up. He was playing the piano and rapping to us and sounding super poetic with his lyricism, and he created such a somber but like melancholic type of vibe. I don't know, it felt sad, it felt energetic too at some moments, but man, once Lupe came out, this dude came out with smoke, he came out with the live band, the dude had a freaking throne, and he came out looking like a king. He came out and he did his thing. He performed the Tetsu and Youth album pretty much from front to back, and he did his classics tracks that we all know, you know, the main singles like Kick Push, you know how that goes, that's towards the end. But Lupe is such an amazing performer. Every time I see him perform, he's another one I've seen about 4 or 5 times. I've seen Lupe on my own before, when my homies said they were going to go see the concert, and then when I bought the ticket, everybody was like, oh, we were just joking, we're not going. So I ended up going to the concert at the House of Blues to see Lupe by myself. Bruno Mars and what's his name, B.O.B. actually opened up for Lupe at that show. But anyway, we're talking about this Charles Hamilton show at the OC Observatory that he did back on June 10th in 2015 with the Tetsu and You album. That joint was off the chain, I'm telling you. It was a pretty amazing show. He had the live band, they were going crazy with everything, man. And yo, if you haven't seen Lupe, you might just want to go ahead and do that. If you don't have the access to see him, just look him up on YouTube and see how much of an amazing performer he could be. And he is. I seen him do a backflip before. Now that shit was crazy. Well, we're gonna hop into this next one. We're at the close of this top 10 list, and man, here we are heading into number two. Number two, Watch the Throne. This was the day before my birthday, which is actually my wife's birthday. I'm talking December 12th, back in 2011, at the Staples Center. Jay-Z, Kanye West performing their classics on their own, their classics together, and then the brand new album, Watch the Throne. These dudes were going crazy. If you don't know about this historic event, these dudes performed Niggas in Paris like freaking like 7 times or something. I don't know, I'm gonna have to look it up and it's gonna pop up somewhere on the screen. But they did it like a million times, it felt like, but it was hype every time. It was super sick. And man, I couldn't believe that I was actually seeing 2 of my heroes like right there. I wasn't that close, but I know my homegirl Kunika was on the floor and she had floor seats. I was like, sheesh, yo, Kuni, how you come up on those tickets? And then the homegirl Monica, you know, I mentioned before, she won the tickets on the freaking radio station. But yo, I'm talking Jay-Z, he's on a pillar. Kanye, he's on another pillar on the other side. Flame, boom, boom, boom. Super ill, dope, whatever you could think of that means exciting and cool. It was on that screen. They had like mirror images and kaleidoscope type images. It was pretty sick. And they had like social political stuff going on that were in the background. Anyway, man, the songs were bumping. Song quality was sick. Kanye did his thing. Jay-Z was amazing. You saw greatness. You saw black excellence and decadence and all that shit they be saying on that album. It was super dope. I'm telling you, boy, you don't know. If you missed out on that concert, you missed out. Two amazing artists of our time. Two of the most amazing artists of our time. Two of the most amazing artists of all time. I'm talking Sean Corey Carter. I'm talking Kanye, Omari West, Mr. Ye. Shit was amazing. That's all I can fucking say. We're gonna hop into this. We're gonna close this list. But I mean, this top 10 list is at the end, man. I'm talking about number one, the best concert that I've ever been to. We're talking about Mr. Kanye West again. But this is the Glow in the Dark tour from 2008 over at the Nokia Theater, which was right across the street from the Staples Center, which is known as the Crypto.com Center now. I don't really like calling it that, but that's what it is. Anyway, I'm talking Lupe Fiasco opening up for Rihanna to open up for NERD. I'm talking Pharrell. I'm talking Chad Hugo. And I'm talking Jay. And then Kanye, he comes out at the end. Whoa. And here's a quick cool fact too. I read this today. My man Chris Brown, when they did the East Coast tour, the leg of the East Coast, my man Chris Brown was doing background dance for NERD. He did his version of Umbrella. And then there was also Lupe. He was in a Darth Vader suit. He is on the nerd set, the NERD set. Now, how cool is that? I didn't even know that until today when I was doing my research, man. But that is so amazing. But let me get to where Mr. Kanye was. He did forget his lyrics on Can't Tell Me Nothing. But let me tell you, this dude had a stage that would elevate as he rapped. The stage was like boom and boom and boom, hitting all kind of cool ass angles. I was like, nigga, what? And then the songs were just amazingly hidden. It was like, fuck, these songs, every song was like fucking chill bumps. I'm telling you, dog, it was crazy. It was insane. I'm talking about Can't Tell Me Nothing Live. I'm talking about La La La. Like, can you imagine what that felt like? When the crowd heard that beat intro in, you know it went crazy. You already know it went crazy. The whole album. I'm talking about I Wonder. I'm talking about freaking Good Morning. Imagine how Good Morning started. And then he had this AI spaceship system that was talking back to him as the stage was moving. It was insane. But yeah, man. That was the Glow in the Dark tour. It was Lupe Fiasco, Rihanna, NERD, and Kanye West. It was off the chain. If you didn't go, you missed it. And let me tell you, that was 2008. We in 2023. They gave us these books as we were leaving out. And this is something I'm gonna have until I die. This is some cool shit right here. Let me give you one quote out of here. One quote. Simple. Know your worth. Alright, man. I appreciate y'all tuning in, my folks. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for sticking with me through this top 10. It's been another ill top 10. Go ahead and hit me in the comments. Hit the like if you haven't. And hit the subscribe. Go ahead and share this with somebody that you know is going to enjoy this. It's been your man, Angie on Double G. I'm glad that y'all stuck with me through this. And go ahead and let me know some of your top 10. We're going to get into it. Yo, this is your man, Angie on Double G. Us the folks. And we out of here. Peace.